We continue to track Barry. It is still a tropical storm. It's moving inland. Flooding concerns are rising because of its slow movement. This is a live look at New Orleans right now, where you could see the waters are high. Many people there waking up without power.
12 people left trapped by flood waters, rescued by the Coast Guard, including an elderly man hoisted to safety.
Neighbors trying to rescue wildlife trapped by the tropical storm. You can see the deer here trying to cross through flooded areas south of New Orleans.
And the biggest concern, again, is the flooding. Inland cities are not out of the woods yet. They're bracing for more rain, inches upon inches of rain. And Local 10's Nicole Perez is live in New Orleans, riding out the storm.
Nicole, the rain just seems to be coming down. What a soggy day, and still a big threat of flooding all over that area.
Nikki and Laren, it is a soggy day. It's very cloudy. It's been raining here for about 5 hours, but this is pretty much the only thing that they are contending with here in New Orleans. We've seen a few people out and about, jogging, exercising. Traffic on the water is back open. Authorities have also started to open up the floodgates in the area, so New Orleans is looking pretty good as Barry weakens, but this is not the case in other parts of Louisiana. Rain still the biggest concern in the Gulf Coast, one day after Barry made landfall as a hurricane. Now the slow-moving weekend storm system is lashing deeper inland into Louisiana and parts of Alabama.
It's going to be a long several days for our state. I know the people of Louisiana are strong and resilient.
It's dumping heavy rain and whipping up strong winds. That's according to the National Hurricane Center, which is also warning about the potential of tornadoes along the storm's path.
It pays to be safe than sorry, and coming to a shelter was the most safe place for me and my family.
Weather experts say Barry's slow move north could trigger extreme flooding and could potentially overtop levees in areas along the Louisiana coastline. On Saturday, levees were overtopped southeast of New Orleans, and mandatory evacuations were put in place in the area. But the Coast Guard did have to rescue some people from the rising waters.
Ask everyone to stay vigilant and be safe.
Authorities saying none of the levees failed in the Mississippi, which is great news. But again, that rain and flooding still very much a concern. We're live in New Orleans. I'm Nicole Perez, Local 10 News.
I mean, New Orleans definitely dodged a bullet. But Nicole, what do you know about the efforts outside of New Orleans to rescue people, as the system just seems to sit over there? Are there any rescue concerns? What's going on in the surrounding parishes?
Nikki, 3,000 National Guardsmen on standby rescue. They've already done a couple of rescues yesterday in the morning. A dozen people were stranded because of flooding. They did 2 more medical evacuations in several parishes. We know that New Orleans police, as well as police in other parishes, out and about. They've sent out tweets. They've said we've been watching local forecasts. So there are plenty of emergency crews ready and responding immediately, which is a great sign considering some of the video we've seen with all that flooding going on in several parishes across Louisiana.
They have certainly learned from the past. They certainly seem ready to help. Hopefully people there stay safe. Nicole Perez, thank you for that live report from New Orleans.
And right now on local10.com, get the latest update on Tropical Storm Barry. Plus, read what hurricane specialist Brian Norcross expects in the tropics throughout the next week.